Let's roll.
Let's roll. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. This is exciting. Sam, you're muted.
Grand Rising.
Yes,
Yes,
I
Grand
have represented,
Rising.
and I'm in my
Hi.
African print show. I'm from Ghana, so I can see today I'm representing with my
Yes,
Ghanaian.
wear your crown. We want that. Wear your crown, Queen.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Hey,
Africa in the
Barbara, I
house.
miss you. Barbara, I miss you.
Woohoo! Yes, me too.
Everybody can unmute and say hello. What country are you from?
Hi. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, just shout it out. Africa, we want that African spirit. Melanie, we want that
everyone.
African spirit.
I'm.
We want
Can you
those
imagine?
drums.
I'm still
We want
inviting
all
people.
those maracas. Yes.
Yes, I'm still inviting people. People are gonna join, and they should represent.
Good. Put it in the chat. Welcome.
Welcome.
Put it in the chat.
Adora.
Hi, Patience.
Hello. Welcome. I'm so excited. Hello, Heather. Hello, Dr. Mary. Hello, everyone. Hey, Samuel. Hello. If I don't call out your name, yes, there's so many of you coming on. Put it in the chat. We want to see where you're coming from, whether you're in the diaspora or you're on the continent. We want to see you here. The African sounds are here. The drums are here. If you want to be drumming, let's show up and hear those drums. Welcome, Africa. Yes. This is exciting. I'm so excited to see everybody. And Jimmy, let me know when we are at that point where we can begin, because I see so many people are
Hey,
still
Dr.
coming.
Andrea, I see you. Dr. Andrea, I see you. Kisses.
All right. I see from Benin, Rosalind Ahuno. Laugh at me in my pronunciations, right? I'm here to learn with you. I'm here to learn. Let's see, from Kenya, Biko from Kenya. What else? We have Erol from South Africa. Biko, I saw you wave. Come on camera. Let us see your faces. We want to see your faces. Yes, show us your
Africa
faces.
in the house. African spirit is here.
Cape Town, hello from the US.
Yes.
Roy,
Hey,
Mama, we've been hearing about you from Poppy, Cameroon. Yes, in the USA.
Welcome.
Zimbabwe.
Bonjour, mon ami.
Yes, bonjour.
Au Benin, bonjour.
Whoop, whoop. We're going to have a room you can join if you're speaking in French. All right. Oh, Johannesburg.
Yes, welcome. All righty. I see people coming in and I am just gonna go on it. I'm just so excited. If I miss any lines, I am just super pumped because it's time for Africa. We are rising, we are elevating. We want all of you women really building the world, building the legacies on the continent. So this is exciting. So I want to just start off by sharing with you some of our house, our house ground rules here. We're going to have an interpreter in French. I know in Africa we speak so many different languages, but today we're going to start off with the French interpretation, and we have our own Prince Ali from Morocco, and he's a true prince. So it's not just the Prince Ali when we watch, the movie, but he's an actual prince from Morocco. So he's going to be helping us with interpretation. So I'm excited. We have an amazing group of people here. My name, for some of you who do not know me, my name is Adirai Babrangwena. I am originally from Zimbabwe. I own a business called Bees Global, but I am a founder with the amazing Adora Crystal Evans, who is the founder of DIVA Network. And of course, we have the president, Jimmy, right here. He's going to be doing the technicals. He's going to come in. He has been to Africa, and you're going to hear all these amazing things. We also have Sam, Sam from South Africa, who is also going to be on the panel. Thank you, Dr. Andrea. She is a world global traveler, researcher, everything. This is a house full of power, you guys. This is not guys. I'm going to say you women, right? We're going to change because we are about women here. So I'm excited. So Prince Ali, if I'm going too fast, slow me down
No,
because
no, 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 you're
I
good.
am
I don't think
excited.
I'm
I
not
am so
even in the
excited.
translating room just yet.
Okay.
So pour tous nos amis francophones qui parlent en français, s'il vous plaît, si vous pouvez choisir la ligne en français parce qu'on va faire une interprétation en temps réel. Alors vous devez choisir la ligne en français et dans 30 secondes à 1 minute, je vais partir dans la ligne francophone, okay? For everybody else, just so you know, we're going to have a real-time interpretation option for those who speak French. So I already mentioned that for everybody. Moi aussi, je parle français. All right, Justine, super cool. I'm very, very excited. You know, being Africa born, I'm originally from Morocco, lived there for 16 years. I understand being in the right environment with the right people, with the right resources. And I'm very honored to have the opportunity to represent. You know, I was born and raised in Morocco, and lived in the United States for the last 16 years. Where while this is the land, while this is the land of opportunities and there's a lot of resources, I think Africa has the resources and the opportunities. It's just now creating the collaboration, and I'm really, really honored that I get to be the bridge. You know, where this African kid who's been living in America for the last 16 years, with our linguistic abilities, we are ready. And ladies, Diva ladies, we are so proud of you. We are so excited for you. It is your time to shine, and I'm so honored that I get to not only support you but support the men who also will support you. On that note, I am going to go to the French line. Thank you all.
We love that, the men who support us. So I am not going to speak so much about the DIVA Network, but you're going to learn more from the founder and the president. But why you are here, this is time for Africa. We are at a point where we want to disrupt that narrative, where we are always on the receiving end, and yet we hold the wealth of the world, right? And who better to do that? Women, and of course, men who support us and run with us. So today is really our launch for Diva Africa. We are excited about this launch, and it's about empowering you, connecting you, and uplifting you as a woman and men, of course, fostering that leadership, entrepreneurship, and social impact you're going to do and give to your communities, whether you are in the diaspora, whether you are on the continent, wherever you are. We are here to elevate. And remember this, the richest man ever lived on this earth was from Africa, Mansa Musa. You know, this was way back when. So we are excited about this. And our connection and collaboration to the global world is what we want to do. We want to see an Africa where we are talking about wealth ourselves. We are telling our stories. We are showing our cultures. We are showing the diversities in our languages, in who we are as Ubuntu, as we say it, Ubuntu. What Ubuntu means is I am because you are because I am. So we are elevating Africa today, and you're going to have an amazing group of speakers that I've just highlighted. And Prince Ali, I'm going to ask us to just do one thing before I hand it over to Adora. So we're going to do a song that is very well known in Africa. It's called God Bless Africa. And when we are using, I'm a Christian, so I also respect whoever you see as who you believe to be God. So you can sing the song in your language, and I'll put this in the chat here. So my African ladies, my African men, if you can just temporarily unmute, and then we can sing this. I know everybody knows this song. I'm going to put it in the chat just here. Just give me a minute. I know, Adora, you were not expecting this, right?
I love it. I love it.
Because you love to sing. You love to sing. So I figured, okay, what better way to get you in the spirit of Africa, right? So I'm going to start it off, and I want to hear all those African voices that know this song. Okay, I'm going to sing it in my language and sing it in your language. Let's go. Just those 2-3 lines, okay? I'll start it off. Okay, are we on unmute now? Jimmy, are we ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready, Africa? I don't see
Yes.
readiness. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Ishe kombore
Ai se mujer Uzwa imitenda yenu
Thank you, Africa. Thank you, my sister Rukudzo there. Thank you, Sipo. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Off to you, Adora. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Actually, awesome. So before I come up, first, let me just say that filled my heart with so much joy and so much energy. And I know that it's just the beginning. And before I share a little bit with you about me, I want to introduce you to Sam, who is living and from South Africa. And from what I know of Sam, brought to us by the amazing Arthur Hopkins, is that she not only grew up in politics. I'm not going to tell all of her story. Her parents were politicians and they fought for rights. So it's in her heritage to fight for the liberation, what that level is now of all humanity, starting now with the continent of Africa. And she's in media. She's on a radio a show that goes out to that station goes out to 9.5 million across the continent of Africa. And she is one of the first people to lock arms with us because, as you'll see, this is a global movement and it only happens when leaders lock arms together, and it will happen and Africa will rise from within. And so, Sam, thank you so much for capturing the vision and catching it with us. And we're going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Adora. Thank you, everybody. It is an absolute honor and privilege to be here. And more than anything, Miss Barbara, thank you for your spirit and your energy on this platform. And I would love to see everybody smiling. I'd really love to see all the teeth, on this platform today. But, like I said in the beginning, it's an absolute privilege. And Adora, thank you for the introduction. So, yeah, my name is Sam. I'm from South Africa. I'm a mother of 2 boys. I am a radio and television presenter. I'm a philanthropist. I work in the gender-based violence space as well. I'm a certified life coach. I do voiceover work. I own a business. I have founded a foundation as well. And, some might say that I have a few strengths and talents, but I'm also somebody who has faced many trials and tribulations, a woman who, comes from a very strong political upbringing, but most importantly, somebody who has a story. And I think, all of us have 3 parts to us. There's a part of ourselves which is the past. We have the part of ourselves who is the present. And we also have that part of ourselves that is who we are becoming. And I think that's really the story that we need to be sharing. And, telling stories is really personal to me. It's something that's very powerful, and it shapes how the world sees us, but also how we see ourselves. And I do believe that personal narratives is what inspires other people, is what educates others, and is also what connects us, from different experiences. And this creates a huge impact and a lot of change. And I think, we all can agree that the world is driven by content, through books and films and podcasts and social media. And why I'm saying this is because authentic storytelling is also a business, and people really crave relatable voices. They crave stories, whether it's, through publishing, speaking engagements, consulting, digital media, etc. Our stories, each and every story that you possess has value, and it's both emotional value, but also financial value. And I want to, for a second, just take it back to the origins of storytelling. If we think about the continent of Africa, storytelling is deeply rooted in our culture. It serves as a way to preserve history, where we pass down wisdom and strengthen communities. And for a very long time, centuries, in fact, oral traditions were used to teach morals, to also celebrate real heritage and connect different generations. And it's really something that remains quite powerful, you know, in literature and film, in our music as well, in our digital media. And this allows every single African to share their story and experiences with the world. And that's what we're currently doing. And as many of you know, we have a continent that is rich in culture, you know, in diverse languages, in traditions, in narratives, in storytelling. And it continues to thrive, shaping our identity, inspiring various change across the continent and the globe, and most importantly, creating economic opportunities in the global creative industry. And of course, now within the DIVA Network. And, you know, I like to get quite personal. And for me, I spent a long time, you know, telling the world that they don't get me, they don't understand me. That was my narrative. Nobody understands me. Nobody understands my upbringing, you know, how I viewed my upbringing as being abandoned. But yet my parents were selfless servants in my country, right? But the perspective that I have today is that not once did I take the time to understand others. And you'll be amazed at how, when we take the time to understand other people, we learn from them and we can then work together. And this in itself is so essential for one's personal growth and success. Everybody on this platform, even those who can join us today, bring their own unique skills and perspective that can challenge our thinking and expand our understanding of other people. My favorite word, everybody, is collaboration. And collaboration fosters a sense of innovation, it strengthens communities, and it actually allows us to achieve far more than what we could have achieved on our own. So the question that I pose to everybody on this platform is, what is your narrative? What is your narrative today? How would you like to change your narrative? How would you like the world to see you? But most importantly, how would you like the world to see the continent of Africa? So, of course, we can't deny the political instability in some regions. We can't deny the limited access to electricity and clean water and reliable transportation in some areas. Yes, there are gender disparities, there are economic divides, as well as the fact that many young people across this continent lack access to quality education or skills that match job market needs. In fact, a day or two ago, I spoke to some of the members on this platform, and I said that unemployment in South Africa remains a critical issue, right? We have high joblessness rates, especially amongst young people. And we have various factors that we, you know, might know of: slow economic growth, skills mismatch, limited job opportunities, and all these things contribute to this crisis. Even members or people who don't know themselves well enough to decide as to what they want to do and what role they want to play in their country. So I suppose that this calls for us to live in the solution. It calls for all of us on this platform to lock arms and access opportunities and access a level of exposure. In fact, access people, each other. And I think it's safe to say that the DIVA Network is your solution, right? So when I speak about storytelling, when I speak about the narrative, we need to change the narrative by firstly living in the solution, but also being the mouthpiece of this continent. I think the world needs to hear our individual stories. And I think those stories should highlight diverse traditions. It should highlight our entrepreneurial spirit as individuals, which we all embody. It should emphasize and highlight our resilience as African people, but also our rich legacy of passing down knowledge and history. And most importantly, that beautiful word that Miss Barbara shared, unity and Ubuntu. We have the Ubuntu spirit, which is in all of us, a philosophy of shared humanity, and interspaces is just to sometimes plant a seed and to pose questions that we can all reflect upon. But I'd love for each and every single one of us to be a part of the story, to be a part of the narrative, to be a part of a legacy, to be a part of a vision, to be a leader of our story, because the reality is that nobody can tell your story other than you, and nobody can tell it better than what you can. So I urge everybody on this platform to be a part of the DIVA Network, to be a part of my story as much as I would like to be a part of your story. And with that, I will either hand over back to Miss Barbara or the beautiful Adora. And again, thank you so much for each and every single one of you for being on this platform. I have deep gratitude to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Wonderfully said. So I just want to say thank you all for your energy. We'll probably go in and out of my big head view and gallery view, because I'm going to tell you, I get way more inspired seeing your faces than my face alone. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. You'd probably rather see each other. Oh, so Aquaba. Did I get that right? Aquaba, which is welcome. Abari Yako. Is that right? Someone tell me in the chat. Am I getting my greetings down? I need you to teach me. So my name's Adora Crystal Evans. I'm the founder of the DIVA Network, and I'm going to give you a little bit of the vision. Kind of the background story. Samuel, thank you. You gave me those words, Abadi and Abadi Yako. You gave me some others as well, and I'm new, so be patient. So I first need to say, if you're here, you're someone who is influential in your own right. You are someone with a contribution heart, a heart of contribution, because this particular call and the calls that we have over the next few days or next few weeks was a call to heart-centered, contribution-minded influencers. Because as you hear our vision and what it is that we are doing globally at the DIVA Network, your great continent of Africa was the first to call to us to open. And would you like to know how your continent called to us first? Diana, Mark, Tough, would you like to know? Somebody say yes. I'm not moving without some yeses. Yes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Yes, yes,
okay,
yes,
okay, all right.
yes,
Yes,
Okay. This is how it
Yes.
happened. We had a small whisper meeting here in the US.
Yes.
Thank you. In the US, and a third of our meetings regularly were people who either were living already and born in Africa, or they had major initiatives in Africa. And those people had never met before, which, let me tell you why that is unusual, is here in America, the first continent or the first market I would have imagined that we would have gone into is the Latin American market, because we have lots and lots of Latin American people here, especially Texas, Florida. But what happened is that more and more leaders that had never met before were in our room in Africa, and people started raising their hands and saying, let's go to Africa first. So thank you for those of you who raised your hands. I will also tell you that I've lived on your continent in Egypt for 2.5 years, that I have a daughter who is half Egyptian. I married someone in Egypt. So I have always felt a call to the pyramids and the beautiful dark skin and the music and the rhythms. And so I am outrageously excited to be here with you. So a little bit of the background. I grew up in a small, really on and off the Air Force Base, but in a somewhat tumultuous childhood. And I know that that is relative, but I can tell you I lived on my own at 12 years old. I can tell you that I lived on my own again at 15. And at 18 years of age, I was living in a boarded up home with no electricity, which here isn't the commonplace. But so I was living 18 years old, no electricity, thinking that I was already divorced by the way. So I'd been married to someone that was going to be a pastor, and I believed that I was going to be in ministry. And by 18 years old, I had already ran away with another guy and was the town scandal and believed, all right, now I messed up with even God. So there is no help or no hope for me. That's the way I felt. And then someone came in to the jewelry store that I was working in and shared with me a business opportunity. And so she was telling me that she could mentor me and she could show me how to create this new career. So instead of paying for my electricity, I paid for a distributor kit. And I don't know if any of you remember Walkman radios. Does anyone remember Walkman radio? Dr. Mary is waving at me and nodding. Yes. So I met Jim Rohn on a Walkman radio. Does anyone know Mr. Jim Rohn? Yes, Poppy does. And so what Jim Rohn taught me, so it was dark, I'm feeling like I left the world behind and that I'm all messed up. But then Jim Rohn says, look, you're in this metaphorical sailboat. So it's kind of like you're in a sailboat and you're headed to a destination. And you are going to arrive at some destination. And he said, if you want to know where you're going to arrive, then just look at your past choices. Oh no, look at your family. And I'm thinking, this is not looking good for me at all. And then he said, the good news is if you don't like where you're headed, all you have to do is set your sail in a new direction. It may take you longer than other people, but you eventually will arrive. And I went, yes, I just have to set my sail in a new direction. And then he said, here's what happens next. Go get mentors. Oh, no one's going to mentor me. Everybody in this town knows that I'm a wreck. And then he said, the library is full of mentors that have taken their life's work and put it into a book for you. So I read 80-something books.
Greetings, my people. Hope you all doing well. This is Gerard from Benin.
So anyway, that put me on this whole new trajectory. So let's go ahead and put it in gallery view because I want to see everybody for a minute before I go on with this story. And then we'll bring it back to the DIVA Network and what this has to do with you. Gallery view. So how many of you have ever had a moment like that where you're not feeling good and then suddenly your eyes are open to something, right? And you're on your way. Maybe it was you found God, you found self-development, and then it's like this, right? It's all up, right? All up. No, it's not all up. Hi, you knew. It's like up and then boom, up and boom and up. It's like the stock market on the rise. Or crypto on the rise, right? Yeah, you CFO, you like that one. Yeah, it was more like that. And so life got really, really bumpy, but all on the upward path. And what I love about that story is it's still relative today. It's like no matter how great you already are, something else is calling you, right? You know that you have not met and the world hasn't even begun to see your full capacity. What I will call God, you call it what you want, has placed in you, hasn't even been seen, and you know it, you feel it, you sense it, and it's bigger than you. It's not even really, when you think about it, about you. It's about your children. It's about your children's children. It's about your nieces, your nephews. It's about your brothers, your sisters. You know that it's much bigger and that what God has put inside of you will not be denied, right? That's right. You know it. You feel it. That's why you're here. I feel it too. Still, 20 years later, I feel that next call. Yes, and you're part of that. So speed it up. I'll go faster now. It was a bumpy ride. married, divorced, married, divorced, like that. I'm just going to drop the last name at this point. Okay. But what ended up happening is that as I kept applying things, less and less of the old identity emerged, and more of the seed that was planted in me is what began to bloom. As I got with the right people, as I got in the right scenarios, I got to do things like work on the movie The Secret. Did any of you see the movie The Secret? Yes, I got to help bring a couple of leaders into that movie. I got to be a senior writer for a fashion and art magazine in Egypt, where I got to work with some of the celebrities known throughout the Middle East. I've been able to do an event with Les Brown. Any of you know Les Brown? I love Les Brown. Yeah, so I got to do an event with him in Atlanta where we raised awareness and money for children that have been trafficked and were being rescued. And I got to do so many other things, work with the Think and Grow Rich Institute as the president. I've been in several of the Napoleon Hill books. I've produced the Think and Grow Rich tour with Isabel and her husband. Lots and lots of things. And you know what? It's still like the stock market on the rise, right? You just start to get comfortable with the rodeo, and you know that if your eyes are on where you're going and not where you've been, that you will arrive at that final destination. So speed it up. I was moving along, doing my self-development thing. We're doing the Think and Grow Rich tour, and we had a bunch of amazing men all over 70, like Les Brown, Don Green, John Gray, all these men that are pioneers, Dennis Waitley, amazing, beautiful men. But I went, we need more women. Where are the women in this conversation? And so Ali Madawi, our Prince Ali from Morocco, who is doing the interpretation. I see him blushing as he hears his name and he's waving. Maybe he's not blushing. He introduced me to Christine Curran, and he said, you need to have her on. She has all these TV shows. She had 800 models in Florida. So I have her on this Think and Grow Rich tour, and we fall in love in front of everyone virtually. You know, when that chemistry is going, girls, you know what I'm talking about. When you've got like, it's like a girl crush. It's totally, platonic, but you're just like, I see you. I love you. We have the same kind of heart, and you just feel it. It's a type of love, and it is one of the most healing loves on the planet. The love of other women, that camaraderie, right, Ruth? Yes. DJ, I know you're seeing it. Yes. And so we decided to produce, she had all these TV shows, the Dining Divas, and we decided to do an event in St. Lucia. It was the Think and Grow Rich Retreat in St. Lucia, and with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and we filmed it for WeTV, and it was amazing. Anyway, I'll speed it up. We opened several other shows after that, Destination Divas, that went on the Travel Channel. And I would go, and I was being the president of the Napoleon Hill Institute, which is amazing, and felt like right on path. And then over here, Destination Divas was my fun thing. It was like the glitter party. Forget the suits. Here comes all the ball gowns, and we're gluing on eyelashes and helping. Mine would fall on the floor, by the way, and get glued to the floor. I'd glue them like I'm still not great at gluing on eyelashes, but the girls were in there helping me, and I was having a blast. And then once per episode, I'm glad you get me, Barbara. Once per episode, or once per season, we would do a mastermind. So we did another Think and Grow Rich cruise. Then we did a breakthrough retreat with Lisa Nichols in St. Lucia, Exumas. Any of you know Lisa Nichols? Also on The Secret. And what started happening is the divas were getting all of this self-development. because of the retreats. And they started going, let's do trainings. And what I found is they're taking notes, like not like the other amazing people who'd been in self-development for years and years. The divas were like, tell me more, tell me more. And then Christine started going, why don't you produce Dining Divas Texas? That's where I am, in Texas. Some people don't love America, but they love Texas. See, Fo, I just need to say I'm from the great country of Texas. All right. So anyway, so what ended up happening is that moment that you may have had as well, and it happens if you live enough life, Errol, is that you have this thing you're going for. It's like what you're crushing on because it's like what you're not yet, but it's calling you. When that part meets what you actually already are, the masterpiece that you already are, the thing that, because you're over here aware of what you're not and what you're reaching toward, but then there's all of this majesty that you already are, that God put in you as your design. So when those two things come together, it's like a flower blooming. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like next level mastery. It's when your sacred soul meets the becoming. It's part of that becoming. It's so outrageous and delicious. That's what happened, which now means, so we started the Diva shows and then the Diva Network. And we redefined Diva. So when you see the fork in the logo, that's because we're a collaboration with Dining Divas, the TV show, and Dining Empire and all of that. But we redefined Diva to mean driven, inspiring, visionary, authentic, sisterhood, and the men who support us. And we came up with the network, which means while we were having all the fun on the shows, all this girl camaraderie, and what happens when women get together and they're having fun and they're driven women, powerful women, contribution-minded women, stuff gets freaking done. It gets done, right? And so we started going, I don't want to just keep it on the TV show. We can only have so many people on the show. There are so many women who deserve to have the same access that we're getting right now to the top entrepreneurs, to the top opportunities, to the top leaders and amazing humans for collaboration, right? And for the opportunity to rise together. And so that's why we founded the Diva Network, is so that everything that we get on the TV shows, we are able to bring people with us and to lock arms with the top leaders, influencers. And here's why. Can I take a drink? Do you hear me getting so pumped? My throat is like a little, somebody say a prayer for me right now. Okay, I'm about to knock myself out by accident because I'm so excited. Hold on just a second. All right, thank you. So what we did is we decided that we were going to start the Diva Network, which would be a place where we connect our top connections. Because I'm going to tell you, above anything you're going to learn, any technique, any new government, any new, thank you, Nadia, the thing that is always going to take care of you is your community. It's being in community. It's going to be a person, not money, not like money helps. Don't get me wrong, currency helps. But it is going to be a person that shows you how to collapse time. It's going to be a person that shows you who you need to meet and what is the fastest path to that next place that you need to go, whether it's where to take your child, where to get water, where to invest. It's going to be a person. So the most valuable thing that we're opening up is our community and getting into community with each other, right? And so as we started doing that, I went, okay, we'll probably start with Texas, Florida, California, because that's where, I know, Sifo, you see that small-mindedness, right? Thank God I got some good people around me, because I thought that's where we have our shows. It makes sense. And then let's give it up for our men who support women for a minute, because they are really good for the global nervous system. Then Ali said, you need to meet with Jimmy. And Jimmy said, Adora, we just took a $50 product and we put a 40% commission on it, which is, we have a 40% referral commission on our product. It's higher. But he said, we just took it into 58 countries in 8 months with 18,000 affiliates, and we paid out $3 million in commission. And he was like, I know, that's great. And he was like, you think that you're impacting people here in America. He goes, but wait till you see what's happening in these other countries that are no longer identifying themselves as third world. They've decided they get to win. They've decided they get to rise. They decided it's their time. And he said, we need to put this on blockchain. That way we can move, and then we need to go. And so my mind, again, how though? How? It was through a who. It was through one who. And that's something I really want to ground in if I never see you again, which I hope that I do. But it's who. It's always going to be who. And then with the right who, like that you're aligned with, that you share values, that you share vision with, you'll figure out multiple whats. How many of you could figure out multiple whats with the right who? I'm going to say Oprah, right? Because I have Oprah here. I still love Oprah, right? But you could do a lot with Oprah. You go to dinner with Oprah. You could start a nonprofit with Oprah. You could launch your business, fill it in. But with the right who, you'll do multiple whats, right? So who is always going to be the most important. So that's how we launched globally, and we launched soft launch in the US, and we've already seen amazing things. One woman got funded 1.3 million in just a few weeks. One woman got an $8,000 government contract. Multiple women and men have been on many stages now, like virtual stages, in-person stages, and we're just getting started, because our commitment is the way that we know we're winning at the DIVA Network is what is it that God put inside of you and in the leaders, and how do we measure and move that needle forward so that you're getting it done? Who do you need? What do you need? And we are measuring outrageously. So obviously they gave me 10 minutes. And I think 7 minutes, and I get going, I get really, really excited. So what I want to say in conclusion for now is that what I know is that there's a new time coming. I know that when I lived in Egypt, I was there when the riots broke out. Do you remember the Arab Spring in 2011? And I was pregnant, and I had white blonde hair, and I was living in the best area with all the ambassadors and their children. And guess what? When the riots broke out, they shut down the telephones, the landlines, the internet, the banks, and there was no getting out of Egypt, especially not with blonde hair. And the hospitals were being looted. Yeah, Sifo, you got it, right? You know, with blonde hair, white blonde hair, you're not getting out of Egypt with that going on. Luckily, my ex-husband knew how to set up an IP address as if we were in Germany. And he sent an email to someone, friends raised money, and months later, so 8 months pregnant, I left Egypt. But it was only because I had community and some technology. If cryptocurrency and blockchain were a thing that I knew about then, I would have gotten out sooner. Right? And so there are a few things that I know. I know that it is now time, and we get to choose where the world goes next as visionary leaders. And it's time that women get to live free financially, mentally, spiritually, physically. And that when we do that, women take care of children that aren't even their own children, right? They're like stem cells. They go to the broken places and they put it back together. And in order for that to happen, it's going to take visionary leaders like you, that God has given a vision for a certain people, for a certain community. And that when we get together and lock arms, instead of going alone, trying to do it on our own, being someone that nobody understands, you get into a community of waymakers just like you. And then guess what happens? I'm going to debunk something. Here we say something like, if you want to go fast, go alone. And you know why we say that? Because you can sprint off. You don't have to worry about anyone. You don't got to worry about that limping person or that slow, lazy person, right? If you want to go fast, you go fast. It's usually not a lazy person. They just are more analytical. And they're like, well, is that the best way? Let's do a little more research, right? So if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go farther, you go together. But what I believe is true, is the real truth, is if you want to go fast, you go together. If you want to go far, you go together. And so this is a time where we're globally deciding that the world of women and all the men who support us and our babies and all of that, that we get to live financially, spiritually, physically, and mentally free. And we get to do it by locking arms. And we get to do it. The first continent that we're locking arms with is the continent of Africa, one of the greatest, the origin continent, with stories that we haven't heard yet. And it's time we get to learn and heal ourselves by hearing your stories, but also by locking arms and just getting behind what you're called to. That's the reality. So I'll keep going, but I want to hear from all of you and just say we're looking for leaders. We're looking for champions to help us in Africa, in the various countries. And all of you here are champions in your own right. And you were invited specifically to have this dialogue. So let's go ahead and pin Sam, Barbara, Dr. Andrea, and let's open it up for any questions or comments. I think more was supposed to happen. I probably need to chill back for a minute. Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Adora. I think I'll jump in and just hand over to Dr. Andrea for a few minutes, and then Miss Barbara can jump in straight after, and then we can open up the platform for any questions, comments, thoughts that anybody on the platform might like to share. So, Dr. Andrea, I'm going to hand over to you if that's okay.
Yes, thank you. Aquaba, Abari, Do, bonjour. Greetings, my sisters, my brothers, and all my new friends. Everybody, he's my new friend. Before anything, I honor our ancestors. I'd like just all of us to put our hands in our heart. The neuroscience has proved, research has proved that our heart has a brain in itself and is our deepest connection with our ancestors, with our roots, with our story, with our experiences. So I honor our ancestors, those who fought, who refused to be silenced. And I extend my deepest respect to our elders in this space here now. For in Africa, wisdom comes with age, and those before us are the foundation we stand on. I am Dr. Andrea Lisboa Johnson, founding member of the DIVA Network, a global movement connecting and elevating women from all walks of life. I was born in Brazil, but my roots, my ancestors are from a specific region in Africa, in Nigeria and Benin. The mission is very simple. As you have heard, Sam, Adora, Barbara in the nice, welcoming, warming welcome. Our mission is very simple, is to create meaningful opportunities for women to grow, to lead, and thrive, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. And we know that African women and women in the whole planet, we are the architects of solutions.
We have always been at the forefront of change. We are builders, we are innovators, we are leaders, even with little to no resources. The history in the African continent has showed with little resource, all the innovations and change that women have made. So we empower also the next generation in agribusiness, in finance, in art, in technology, in governance. For instance, Sam was mentioning about the situation of the youth generation. And I would like just to share how I admire all the women that are doing agribusiness, because women provide between 40 and 80% of the labor in African agriculture. They are feeding this planet. It depends on the country, we have different percentage, but 40 to 80%. So we are here to bridge the rural and the urban, the local and the global. We are the keepers also, to me it's very important to honor our feminine energy and wisdom and knowledge, because we are the keepers of the indigenous wisdom, the carriers of this ancestral intuition. We are the pioneers of innovation. So we are here and listening to Adora, her story, and Sam, is just to reinforce that we do not wait to be given a voice. We speak, we build, we create, we collaborate, and we transform together. And this is what the DIVA Network, that's why I joined the DIVA Network. And the DIVA Africa today, this moment, is not just a simple network. It's not another women's network. It is a movement. It is a space of collective ownership. And I want to repeat that. It is a space of collective ownership where women do not compete, but uplift and grow together. DIVA is applied knowledge, and Adora mentioned some of the great things she already has done with Lisa Nichols doing a mastermind at Zuma that I had the opportunity to attend. I could see that DIVA is action, and I have seen a lot of transformation already, even with the women that are from Africa, women from South America as well, that are part of this network. So every woman here brings solutions to the table, because what is true is that African leadership is the way how women has always found solutions. So I know I don't have much time, but I just want to say that we are here to rise, to heal, to lead, to stand on shoulders, to lock arms, as Adora mentioned. And I just would like to remember two important African leaders. One is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name well, but she was the Africa's first female president, and she won the Nobel Prize. She is a Nobel Peace Prize winner and a symbol of resilience for standing for women's rights. Another incredible woman is Chief Justice Meaza Ashenaf, who built Ethiopia's first women-led bank, breaking financial barriers for women. So they, like us, all of us here, all leaders, all change makers, all influencers here, did not wait for change. They created it. And this is the invitation today. We are not just part of a network. We are this movement. We are the daughters of resilience. We are the granddaughters of the strength. We are the living prayers of our ancestors. And now we raise together, we heal, we lead. We are heart-centered to make this global movement and transformation together. I love you. I appreciate all of you. And I thank you, Adora, for building for first, as you said, having the vision and for bringing this to all of us. And today is our big moment because we are launching DIVA's network in the Africa continent. Thank you. I welcome all of you.
Awesome. Let's spotlight Sam. So beautifully said, the daughters of resilience, the daughters that are the answers to our ancestors' prayers. I know we're going to open it up for Q&A, and Jimmy will keep you nearby with how to join. Sam, you're leading Q&A, yes?
Adora, thank you. I just would like to check in with Miss Barbara and see if she wanted to come in for a few minutes. Miss Barbara, are you okay for the time being, or would you like to come in?
Yes, no, I'm just excited. I just want to embrace Dr. Andrea, because she's the one who got me in this space. When we began the journey, I say to myself, is it one of those movements where you come in and what are you doing, right? And the minute I got in there, just having the honor to meet Adora, you have no idea, my brothers and sisters from the continent, the type of people that I've actually been in front of. Like, am I really having these conversations? I remember calling a friend of mine when we had Jeff Hoffman, the owner of Priceline, right? And you just immediately adore it, like, Barbara, she's going to be talking about Africa. And I'm like, what do I say to a person like that? So this is a space where I really want my sisters on the continent to hear this. This is a platform where not only are you going to grow economically, not only are you going to grow your legacy, but you're actually changing the narrative. You're disrupting the narrative of the African continent. And this is going to do just that. You have no idea the people that are in this space. And when you are in this space, you are growing whatever it is that is you're passionate about. No one is driving you a different kind of passion. You truly are going to be talking and telling your story and how you want it to define Africa. So thank you. I'm so grateful and honored, Adora. This is just an amazing space we are in here. So I want to see all of you holding your crowns, you kings and queens. If you don't have it, next time when we are on the call, bring your crowns over here. We want to see them because you truly are. Yes, you truly are kings and queens.
Miss Barbara, thank you so much. And Adora, when you spoke, Dr. Andrea, when you spoke, I didn't respond to either of you because I was taking notes on the side and I thought I would respond to everybody, as a collective. And I'll start with you, Dr. Andrea. I think that moment of silence that we had, that moment where we honored our ancestors was really powerful. I think about my father who passed away 5 years ago. Adora, you mentioned, my parents were both struggle stalwarts. They were both incarcerated. They, were selfless servants in this country. And the reality is that I will never be like my father. I cannot be, another Isaac Lihoko. But I can carry out the work that he intended. I can continue the work that he intended for his people, the people of South Africa, the people of Africa. And I think it's so important for us to honor those that came before us, and of course, those who are still here. Adora, your storytelling is beautiful, the energy and the laughter and the authenticity and the vulnerability. And remember, I said that we are all three parts. We have our past, which we have to acknowledge, that we can't rewrite, but that we have to accept. We are who we are today, here in the present, as we sit on this platform. And then there's this, and I have to say that I work better with people who are themselves. I feel more connected with people who choose to be more authentic. All of you, beautiful, bright people on the platform. But the challenge is that in many parts of Africa, to do it, the how is what's on our minds as opposed to the who. And just like me, I was more focused on the why. Why do I feel so confused? Why do I feel so lost? Why am I not understood? So with time, does come a lot of wisdom, and it's not so much the why, it's the how now. And then of course the who that you said. As people, we are ever evolving. As people, we might find that our values change as time. The values that I had 5-10 years ago, I feel, that this is a safe space. So I feel that it's important for me to share that. For many years, I struggled with substances and alcohol, many years. And I find myself in a place of recovery for many years as well, right? And through that journey of building a relationship with myself, I understand the importance of what it will take to build a relationship with others, and what it will take to build a relationship with a higher power that has brought us into this platform today. So as people, as we evolve, as our values change, as our morals change, etc., we find ourselves gravitating to different people. We find ourselves choosing to be in different spaces. And I think as people, we are offered the opportunity, to decide what choice we're to make. Yes, we have as people, but it boils down of our lives for the rest of our life. Before I get to the Q&A, I like fat. Fat is something that I love, and it stands for flexible, adaptable, and teachable. Flexible and adaptable and teachable, that allows us to find ourselves in these very spaces. So with that, I questions, even if it's just
You're kind of breaking up, Sam.
expression of gratitude, you can also share that here. If there are, members on this platform who have specific questions for specific leaders. Am I breaking up? Oh no. Am I back, Adora?
Yes.
Am I with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to open up the floor. I think let's use the hand raise. Turn off my camera. We're going to use the hand, and I'll come over to you. We'll ask you to unmute. And if your question is directed to a specific individual, please let us know. And by the way, when you open up your mic, please tell us who you are and where you're from, which country you're from. I see there's Mrs. Quick in the queue.
The powerful Mrs. Quick. I am Mrs. Quick Maria Bongwe from South Africa, a businesswoman. I've been a businesswoman all my life. So I'm not here to ask a question, but to comment, because I feel so much connected to this organization, though I haven't joined as yet. But I am feeling that this is actually where I really belong, because from a very young age, when I started being a businesswoman, I created a movement, an organization called Limpopo Women in Business for the entire province. And I led so many campaigns in the social media. I have a group with over 100,000 members. And I have also created, it's just that I joined a bit late. I had the speaker when I joined saying she didn't know about cryptocurrency then, which is now my actual focus, wherein I educate, I mentor, and I present cryptocurrencies as a mentor, as a leader as well. So I am just listening to all of you ladies talking, then I'm saying, wow, actually, God has actually led me to where I'm supposed to be. And actually, I am a leader by birth, and I know with us, powerful women, hence I'm calling myself the powerful Mrs. Quick, we are going to shake the world, and we are going to unlock doors that people are unable to open. So let us just please make it a point that we really open and we open meaningful opportunities for women socially, business-wise, financially, in all aspects of life. That is actually where I specialize. And I am so much looking forward to be working in collaboration with everyone around the globe.
Amazing. And Miss Quick, I saw Jimmy, our Diva Network. First of all, we're resonating with you 1,000,000%. Jimmy, our Diva Network president, said to please connect with him. Of course, you're connected with the person who invited you, but we could utilize your skills within the community of teaching crypto and all of that as we're making that leap over here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. All right, now back to, thank you. I love seeing your face. Yay! And the colors. Yay. And is Sam still here or?
I'm
Chen?
here, Dora. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Melanie, I'd like to hand over to you if you could please unmute and share with us.
You guys, there's so many people here from South Africa, and I'm literally brought to tears, right? That we can be in this space together, talking about our ancestors, what Madiba did for us as a humanity. And I left South Africa many, many years ago, decades ago, and when I came back in 2014, I got the opportunity to go to Constitutional Hill, and where the prisons were made into a museum, and the Supreme Court that Mandela built has been erected. Well, I say Madiba, but it's Madiba and the ancestors of so many of you who worked directly and alongside of him. And I really wanted to bring Errol Meyer, who's here today, who I came back in 2014, and I got the privilege and opportunity to meet. And Errol, I'd love for you to put up your hand, because Errol is someone who will stay in the background, and he has a company called Divine Tours. And so I actually want to do a connection on this call, because Errol can help us. He doesn't just do tours in South Africa, he does tours all around Africa, and he can help us to coordinate through the divas. And so when I knew we were doing Africa Rises and part of this, Adora, I'm in real time feeling that collapse of time that you're talking about. And I had the opportunity to have this call with Dr. Andrea last week after we got off our, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so emotional. I'm not going to apologize because I'm so moved. I'm so thrilled. I can see this happening, and we can come together, you guys, as a human family and as a world. And I will stop talking, but Sam, I also am part of Al-Anon 12-step recovery. I get it. There is, I believe, no matter what religion we come from or whatever we call that source, there is one source, and we are all the children of that source. So let's bring our world together, you guys. These are the mamas and the papas that support us. Let's do it, you guys. Let's do it. Ah.
Melanie, thank you so much for being here and for sharing. And, you know, how we connect is through our vulnerability. And I feel you, I hear you, I see you, I acknowledge you just as much. And this is exactly it. You know, if we don't open our mouths and we don't participate and we don't engage, you know, it might be a missed opportunity. And I'm really grateful to see that the chat is as busy as what it is. You know, Melanie, I told Adora and Miss Barbara and Dr. Andrea that I'm very patriotic. There is no other place that I'd like to live other than South Africa. Excuse me. And that's the thing. We get to bring our patriotism to this platform and celebrate who we are and be proud of our history, but to also make history as well with each other. So I'm going to, with that, hand over to Sipho. I'm going to ask you to please unmute, and there are some more raised hands that I'll come to in order.
Oh, wow. Okay. Barbara invited me. I call her my sister, and she did not prepare me for this emotional morning. So, Barbara, okay, thank you. We'll talk later. To everybody, thank you so much for being here. My name is Sipho Kumbo. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I was born in Zimbabwe. I've lived in the US for many, many years, and the last 19 in Dallas, Texas. So I am an entrepreneur. I am a philanthropist, I call myself. I have been working with children, vulnerable children, children orphaned by AIDS in Zimbabwe for the last 21 years next month. I also have a skincare line that I've launched. It uses ancient African oils. So Africa has the resources, hello, and we're here, and I feel like there's so much that help I am going to get, and I feel like there's so much to share with everyone. As to our history, oh, Melanie, you touched my heart, and I'm just so, Barbara, you didn't prepare me, okay? Thank you, everyone. I look forward to connecting with all of you. Prince Ali, thank you for joining us, and Adora, of course, we are Dallas. We'll connect. Thank you.
Thank you, Sipho. Thank you so much for participating, and I hope to see more of you. And I'm sending you lots of love and light. And please feel free to continue to connect in the chat. Chanceline, I'm going to ask you to please unmute. We'll go to Christine.
Okay. Hello, let me put on my camera. Hello, it's already evening in Cameroon. Good evening. I am Chanceline from Cameroon. I'm a trained journalist, currently working as a media analyst at the UN. I want to particularly appreciate Dr. Andrea for the invite. I was so happy when Sam started talking about journalism.
Speak up a little louder, please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying that I was so happy to hear Sam talking about writing, the media. It feels so good when you get to somewhere for the first time and then you meet someone with whom you speak the same language. So I'm already feeling at home already. And it's quite exciting to know that there is a group of women who are determined to make change, who are determined to change the narratives. Because I have always, as young as I am, I have always wanted to be that one that changes the way they look at women, especially women living with disabilities, because I live with a disability. And so that has been my driving force. I also want to make the change to be the example that other women can look up to and copy. So I'm really happy to be here. And I would love to ask, what does it take to be part of DIVA Network? Thank you.
Thanks, Chanceline. Adora, would you like to come in there?
Yes, and Jimmy as well. So we have a couple of very special membership offers. One, you get back to the person that invited you, but it is $97 a month, and then that is paid through blockchain on a smart contract, and then we pay 40% referral fee to our members who refer other members. So what we're really looking for, of course, we want you as a member. We also have a founding offer that has some other benefits. We'll do a call just about that specifically. And we do have a video that goes over it all. But what we're looking for right now are influential people that have the vision, that want to lead their community as a mouthpiece and a facilitator with the DIVA Network. And so our vision is that we financially empower, like we are here within the communities. And Jimmy, I don't know if you want to come on, but Jimmy has already paid out a lot of commissions in Africa specifically. So Jimmy, is there anything else you want to say about that and about membership?
So yes, first of all, amazing launch, everybody. Hope you're as excited as we are. And I just want to thank all of our panel here with our speakers, and then of course all of our guests. But what I want to do just from a time standpoint, because I see a lot of your private messages, a couple things. Get with the person who invited you and definitely get their link and join our free community. Okay, that's step number one. So that way you can get inside the community, and then you can message us in school. You can message me directly. I know that some of you are wanting to meet with some collaborations, and I think that's the best way for us to be able to communicate, because ladies and gentlemen, on this Zoom right now, there are over, think about this, there are over 10 million people in impact. That's how big this network is on here amongst all the influential people. So just think about that. So timing for all of us and the ability to be here in the very beginning is really special. Now, one of the things that we've been able to, myself and my best friend, Ali Madawi, we've been very fortunate to make a huge impact in the continent of Africa. We've literally paid millions of dollars in commissions. Some of my friends are on here with us that know that. And I tell you, it's when we started building in Africa before, we knew that even an extra $500 for someone that's never been in business or has never had any success, and we've watched those stories over the years, it's just really, really touched our heart. And so what I believe today, and the reason why I'm here and as one of your partners, is that I believe we will do it bigger and better than we ever have. This is going to be one of those, for me personally, one of those things where I can, answer to my Savior and say, when he says, "Well done, good and faithful servant, you did it right in helping people in Africa." And so super excited about the future, and I'm here to serve. I'll be behind the scenes because I'm not as eloquent as the rest of these beautiful ladies, but I'm here definitely to serve and be part of this journey with you all. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you so much, Adora. I'm going to hand over to Justine. Okay?
Before Justine, because I'd like to
Yes, I'm
have
coming,
some
yes,
of our
mommy.
people, and she does do things in Africa, but some of the people that are in the continent, we can come back, Justine, if you'll just hold for us.
I have patience. And
Hi.
to speak, yeah, definitely turn your camera on. Thank you.
Yes, hi everyone. It's not a question, but I just want to add up to all the African visionaries who are here today. But it was last year when I joined DIVA, Dr. Andrea, my sister, God bless you for this network, when she joined me. And the first thing, I've never had the sense of anything like breakout room. I was like, what is happening? So I joined a breakout room, and that was the first time I felt so confident as a woman. So we started with it. Then we asked, when is Africa going to have a DIVA network? When is African stand? And boom, we are here today. Jimmy, I see you. Adora, I see you. Thanks to everybody. So it's something people, all the circle of people around me knew very well. I love to network. I love to collaborate, and I'm a visionary and impact maker. So this was the best network for me, where so far I've had 4 collaborations. It's through DIVA Network. Without DIVA Network, I don't know. I have 4 collaborations. We are still talking, and it's been amazing. And I'm passionate about agriculture, agribusiness, and women empowerment. And this is absolutely the network for me. So I urge everybody, all my Ghanaians, friends and sisters who joined today, I appreciate you. And we are going a long way with DIVA Network. So just don't give up, and just don't feel, in Africa, when you tell someone to join a webinar or workshop, Zoom, they're like, what is happening? So we are going to get there. So I love DIVA Network, and I'm proud to be a member of DIVA Network. That's all. Thank you.
Patience, thank you so much. And I just want to add that each community is led from within. So I know some communities are going to meet in person more than they're going to do online things. So you as a community, and Patience as an amazing member and leader, you guys will get to, and gals first, guys second, we'll get to determine that. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Adora. Lovely to meet you, Patience, and thanks for being here. Justine, I'm going to hand over to you. Please unmute.
Actually, Sam, let's have Annie speak, please. She's in the spotlight room. Go ahead, Annie.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here I'm here representing all of you. I have it, all of you. I remember 20 years ago, I was just a young person in Zimbabwe, doing nothing, trying to figure out what my life was going to be. Barbara picked me with many other people, and I landed in Switzerland. 20 years, here I am. One of the tickets that I had was that I was supposed to go back to the community the following year. And I said, what can I do after a year in Europe? Here I am 20 years later. I'm excited that we are bringing what we have learned to the community. And I have, over the years, built Global Prime Trust, which is a community for women. It touches about 8,000 people. I am here as a scientist working with the farmer, but I have the Africa in me. I always travel to Zimbabwe and to most African countries. I'm excited. I'm so happy. Here we are, Africa Diva Network. We're excited. Everyone, let's cheer up. I'm excited. Thank you.
Wait, Annie, before you go, because I got in the chat, someone wants to know what exactly is the DIVA Network, and this is Annie's favorite version. So, we're creating it as a collective, so it is evolving and will eventually the actual words, but elevating visionary entrepreneurs, women, through strategy, collaboration, and innovation. So we use innovation and technology, but we're going to network you and give you access to the right who. That's what Patience was talking about, getting in breakout rooms where you meet the collaborations that will help you move things forward. For some people, that's a product launch. For some people, it's being on a podcast. And there'll be multiple things that you create in those rooms. Some it'll be microfunding, right? Micro lending. Some of you will lend. It's all different. Yeah, Barbara, you know what's up with that. Kiva Divas. So the main thing, as Sam said, it's exposure. When you're exposed to the right idea, to the right people, to people who have different resources, and we pull those resources together, knowing that we go faster together and farther together. And so there's a ton in your membership. You'll see even in the free membership, as Jimmy said. So I wanted to just land that. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, everyone. Excited to be here.
Thanks, Annie. Wonderful to see you, and keep smiling. I love to see you smile. And Adora, thanks so much for stepping in. Because of time, we do have to close. And there's one or two things that I wanted to end with. And Miss Barbara, I'm gonna go back to you because you opened, and I'd love for you to close as well. But if anything, people say that it's not about the destination, etc. There's the saying, but I've always said that it's about the journey, and also about who you take with on that journey. Never mind where we're going. I've come to accept that I have no idea how to control my future. I'm not in control of the outcomes of a lot of things, but here in the here and now, it's about who I'm taking with me, who I'm walking on this journey with. And I'm so at home. I feel so at home today. I feel the love, I feel the energy, and I'm also sending that back to you. I'm reciprocating that as well, and a ton of gratitude. So, Miss Barbara, with that, I've also been asked to just remind everybody, whoever invited you here, you can also invite a ton of other women onto this platform as well. We're doing this for as long as we can, and we're here to support one another. And any questions that you might have, I'm putting my number in the chat as well. I'd love to connect, and I'm sure that my panelists feel the same way as well. So with that, I love you all. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and prosperity and joy for the rest of the day and the week further. And Miss Barbara, please, could you close us out the same way that you opened it?
All righty. Thank you, Sam. You are the best. I tell you, I do want to have a talk show with you because you are just an amazing, seriously, like how you just have everybody at the same table and catching all that. I am not good. My brain is such a mash of a brain, so I can never do what you're doing. But I just want all of us, if Jimmy, you're okay with this, I just want to unmute everybody and just everybody to just say this word, Ubuntu. You are because I am. You are because you are. I am. I am because you are. Because this is make it your own. DIVA Network is an amazing platform. I cannot even overemphasize it. Make it your own. Run it in your communities. Make it part of who your dream, your legacy, what you want to build out of this. We are sons and daughters of the soil. Let's make sure we lock those arms. We do all that collective networking. We build on those businesses, whatever the dreams we had, those squashed dreams, we keep rising. We keep rising. So we had greats before us. We are the now greats, and we are building greats for the future. So make sure we are right there with us. Ubuntu. Can we all say this all together? I'm
Barbara,
gonna count
Barbara, Barbara, I apologize. I want to interrupt you for just a second.
Okay.
So everybody, listen, was this absolutely amazing? I want everyone to start turning your cameras on right now. Turn your cameras on right now, because we want to record this part. Everybody turn your cameras on right now.
Yes.
All right, please turn your cameras on. We want to see your beautiful faces. All right, we want to see your beautiful faces. There you go. That's right. Everyone turn your cameras on. There we go. See, look at, there we go. And smile big. I love it, Johnny.
Yes.
Giles, I love it. Jay, I love it. Ruth, awesome. Awesome. Rakuzda, awesome. Dorothy, let's go. Turn your cameras on. Here's why, everybody. There's something about that's happening right now on this Zoom and in your countries and with these people, and you don't want to miss it. All right. So I want everyone to turn your cameras on, because I want you guys to be. Barbara's going to close this out, but we want to feel the energy in all of these countries, and all over the world. So because here's what's going to happen. This DIVA movement is now going to erupt and launch in Africa like nobody has ever seen before, and we want to feel the energy. So Barbara, I want everybody to start to wave. We're going to video this. Barbara closes out with something big. Let's go.
Ubuntu. Yes, you are because I am because you are. And yes, DIVA Network Africa, here we come. Woo!
Unmute, Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
I am because you are.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love you, Ubuntu. Oh, my sister.
Amazing.
We need to do it one more time.
I see Doris.
We need to do it one more time, Barbara.
Barbara, you did it.
Okay, one more time. You want me to do it one more time?
Turn your cameras on. Turn your cameras.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. Let's go.
Ready?
Okay.
Everybody unmute yourself.
One,
1, 2, 3.
DIVA Network Africa.
Ubuntu
Africa.
I am because you are.
Yes.
I am because you are.
Africa in me.
I am because you are.
Ali, yes, Ali.
Thank you so much, Adora. Thank you. Africa called you back, Adora. Africa called you. You left Africa not the right way. Now we are going back the right way.
Yes.
All right. So everybody, just the last things, and we want to release you.
Dr. Andrea.
We love you all.
Sam,
we want to release you all, and we just want to remind you all.
Hi, Hans. I see you on there somewhere.
Someone invited you today, and we just want to make sure that you get back with that person, get their link. You'll be able to join our community. And then here's the thing: is that's super important. That way, you're kept in all the communications that are coming up. You can probably imagine what's happening here. That this is going to be a massive movement. Lives are going to be impacted, and so we want to be able to communicate with you. So get with the person who invites you, get their link at least, and join the community, all the communication. But here's the thing. Next Thursday, we're going to do it again. Some of you are going to have your private meetings this week, the next few days, especially many of you that have big communities. Definitely get with us on how we can help, partner up and collab and then really make that impact together. And then next Thursday, the exact same channel, exact same time slot, exact same Zoom link. We want you to invite everyone. All right, invite everybody, and let's actually, just so you know, we have a Zoom account that we can go to 1,000 people And Ollie and I have seen it maxed out numerous times. It is the funnest thing ever. It's just out of control. And next week, that is our goal. We want it to be maxed out with 1,000+ people. And then that way we can start this movement in a big way. And so with that, everybody, Ms. Adora, I'm going to leave it to you with your closing comments, short comments, and then we will let everybody be dismissed.
No, thank you. I love you. Ubuntu. Because you are, I am. That's how it goes. I'm going to get that down because that is beautiful in my soul and is absolutely the truth. Thank you all for being here. And we can't wait to rise together, the global population and Africa rise. I can't wait to be with you in person. All right. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Lots of love. Thank you so much.
Everybody, lots of
Ubuntu.
love. Any love, bye. Bye.
Thank you all.
Take care.